When are Black Americans going to learn? You would think because New York City has another Black mayor that things would be better for the so-called Black Americans, especially the homeless Black Americans. Now, I've done videos in the past where I warned you about what was going to happen when all of these Black Americans was talking about how Trump was a racist and he was a xenophobe, and how Trump supporters are racist and xenophobe and mistreating illegal immigrants that was crossing the borders illegally. And Black people were vouching for them. They were in support of illegal immigration. And I said in videos in the past to Black people in video that these illegal immigrants are going to end up in their community, fighting with them over resources. And lo and behold, I have a video that I want you to see. This is happening in New York City, and the mayor is still allowing illegal immigrants into the city, and they're putting them right in the Black community, and they're putting Black people out of these homeless shelters to make room for illegal immigrants. You don't believe me? Watch this for yourself.
New developments in the ongoing migrant influx here in the city, trying to find room for them, causing tension within the city shelter system. News 4 Government Affairs reporter Melissa Russo has the new details.
With the city struggling to house thousands of new migrants, we've learned that tensions at some city homeless shelters are at a new high. Fights are breaking out, and in some cases, we're told the resentment is palpable. This brawl happened inside a Brooklyn shelter for families Thursday night. Residents tell the I-Team tensions boiled over between local homeless and newly arrived migrants. Police responded, and today some migrant families moved out of the shelter and into a local church because they simply did not feel safe. We've heard similar stories from several shelters.
Migrants are getting beat on. You know, the police is being called.
Some nonprofit shelter operators tell the I-Team a major cause of the resentment is that the city is now moving people around from shelter to shelter to make room for migrants.
Why are we being displaced for them when we was already reasonable accommodated here? Why are we being moved around, shuffled around?
This resident, who asked us not to use her name, says she was suddenly forced to vacate the Queens shelter where she'd been living for almost a year and where she received special accommodations for a disability.
I'm on 5 different kind of medications, and I can't take my medicine without eating. So I haven't eaten in about 3 days.
But in her new shelter, she says she has no refrigerator and is not allowed to keep food in her room.
Yeah, this is my leftovers. This is what I have to put my food in.
Because?
Because we can only allow to bring in 1 plate of food at a time.
We have been speaking with a lot of people who are facing sudden transfers and sudden moves because the city is moving people around with no notice, moving people around without taking their reasonable accommodations into consideration.
Some advocates for the homeless want the city to open new facilities for migrants and let everyone else stay put. To be clear, right now, the migrants are also being forced to move around. The city hopes its plans to build relief centers strictly to help with intake and services for migrants will help.
But they never did that for legal citizens, tax-paying citizens. A lot of these people that's in homeless shelters at one time was taxpayers. They had jobs. These are people that had jobs and that was working, and for whatever reason, because of the way things are, because of inflation, because of hard times, these people lost their homes. They end up in homeless shelters. And now the mayor, being that New York is a sanctuary city, the Democrats are allowing these illegal immigrants to come in. They're pushing blacks out of the way, or better yet, they're pushing American citizens out of the way to make room for these illegal immigrants. So now that these fights are breaking out, they're now spending time and the money and labor to build better accommodation. These migrants are going to have much better accommodation than what's in these homeless shelters. This is what the Democrats are doing, and you guys are still voting for them. I almost guarantee you, you're still going to vote for these demons.
After speaking with some shelter residents earlier this afternoon about this, we reached out to the city for a comment, but so far, we've not heard back. Reporting from Queens, Melissa Russo, News 4, New York.
So I told you that this was going to happen, and you didn't believe her, brother, you know? So I don't feel sorry for them. It's unfortunate. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to turn a cold heart towards them, because a lot of things are out of their control. And you have people with mental health issues that's in homeless shelters. But at the same time, the Democrats got the borders wide open, allowing these people to come in. They're busing them and flying them anywhere they want to go. They're putting them in the black community, a poor community where people are already struggling, where it's already overcrowded. And they're moving the American citizens out of the way to make room for them. Now they're building accommodations for these people when they should have been doing this for American citizens. This is where our tax dollars are going. And you're still going to vote Democrat. Doesn't matter who gets in the office, because this next election that's coming along, you guys are going to vote another Democrat that's going to make empty promises to you, right? And you don't realize they all have the same agenda. They're all doing the same thing. They're all down for the same agenda, and it's not you. See, the illegal immigrants are their new voting base. That's what they're looking forward to. And while you're sitting there supporting these illegal immigrants, you're supporting and against the Republicans. You think the Republicans are racist, and you're ignoring everything that Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the Democrats are doing. Now, they may give you a few crumbs because it's election time. But then after you vote them back in the office or keep them in office, then they're going to go back. They're going to resume their regularly scheduled program. And that's bringing those illegal immigrants in here, starving you. You're paying for it. We're not only dealing with inflation, but we're also dealing with high taxes, and they're still going to go up. And winter time is coming. And they're talking about utilities will be up 300%. We're funding this. But yet our dollars are going towards Ukraine. Trillions of dollars going to Ukraine. Because when Biden sends $300 billion here, $200 billion here, $500 billion there, it adds up. It's well over $1 trillion that Ukraine is getting, and you have people that's fighting illegal immigrants over homeless shelters. So, but you guys keep voting the Democrats. And then you know now what the Democrats are doing. You don't want to turn your backs on them because now you're afraid of what your family and your friends might say to you. So then you go and start saying like, well, you can't trust either party. Well, when Trump was in, we was a whole lot better under Trump. And when Biden got in office, because y'all voted them in, look at what he did. Immediately, he reversed everything Trump did. And that's when all hell broke loose on earth. So you asked for it, you got it. Till next time, I'm fearless.